Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. We're gonna start on the daily chart here for the bull run that we saw, of course, lately, and we're gonna analyze a little bit also the channeling regarding the current price action because we see something very interesting at the top here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in our latest bull run here, where we saw, of course, the US elections as well, which it has helped also to fuel up this bull run wave 5. Now after that we got a very complex structure, of course, where we have hit already our acceleration channel for wave 5 here very nicely, and it has started to move outside of it, of course, with a very complex structure and corrective structure, even breaking the base channel later on, and also ranging inside, of course, as this base channel again. And currently we are, of course, estimating, in case that we're still moving toward the upside, what you would like to see first case is to break the high, of course, of this base channel, which it did not happen currently. As you can see, we have moved like kind of like a staircase shape, and of course we hit over there, and I mentioned like we're moving toward the upside. That's very true, but it looks very exhausted, and of course it's gonna arrive to somewhere that it will reverse simply without, of course, finishing what it has started. And basically what you are looking for even later on, in case you are bullish, you would like to see, of course, this trend broken. You would like to see this base channel broken, and of course arranging around here and then breaking again the acceleration channel, of course, in order to finish a wave 5 inside the acceleration channel, which is not an easy thing to do. And we're gonna see more evidence that this thing is not an impulse, of course, as expected since weeks ago, guys. And it doesn't mean still that we cannot see higher prices. We're gonna dive deeper. So basically this is a channeling. It shows, of course, how much the things are not easy just to get some highs here, right? And we need to break the base channel first, and then of course ranging, and then yeah, breaking the acceleration channel, which is the hardest task. Okay, so basically, in case therefore, if we are in this bullish scenario where we have triple one twos here, 3, 4, and a 5, this wave 5, if we want to reach this zone, it is not that easy again, yeah? So at least you would like to touch the acceleration channel in this zone, and it is not that easy task to have, but still, of course, can be done in case, of course, the market is gonna flip to bullish, and that we see, of course, something very massive toward the upside. However, what are the possibilities for this bullish scenario in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left, of course, to finish? I would say the possibilities are a little bit low, and that because of course, of the shape that we have for a wave 2 here. It is a triangle, which is not allowed, and also, of course, we had a very shallow wave 2s, which did not reach the 0.38. And this is a weakness, actually, not a strength, of course. And it's not, of course, like a strength, but actually it is much more weakness for later on. And this is exactly what happens later. Right. So basically, if we are looking at the current scenario, which is much more probable, is that we have topped for a wave 1 there. And that means currently we are in a bear market. And this bear market has started, of course, after double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 4, and a 5, finishing wave 1 here. And then we start, of course, a complex structure for wave A. We are in another WXNY probably. And this is where I'm looking potentially for higher prices, knowing that we are in a bear market. But it is very probable that you still can have higher prices in WXNY. This wave Y can, of course, still need, of course, an ABC to be an ABC. And you have finished a wave A here. Potentially, you finished a wave B. And probably we are working on the wave C to finish as an ending diagonal, which is still very possible in the low here. We're going to see it also closer. So this scenario is a very high scenario, potentially, in case we get higher and then moving toward the downside for a wave B here, because a wave, for a wave C, because after a wave B, of course, you would like to finish an expanding flat here for a wave C, which is a target of 1.38, 1.618, right? Now, this scenario, if it happens, as you can see, it might bring us back to the 64 and the 70K for Bitcoin, right? It can bring us again to this area, to this zone, but still, of course, I would say very high for a wave 2. Normally, a wave 2 would like to range between the 0.38 and the 0.5. And as you can see, the 0.38 is at 51K, which is almost at the lowest point of this stronghold range here. And if we go to the linear chart here, you will see, of course, that the 0.32 is at 72K, and which it becomes in confluence, by the way, between the 1.618 and the 1.38 for an A, B, and a C. So you have to be careful always here with the fib levels. Sometimes, of course, we have to switch from linear to logarithmic to see, of course, what is much more possible and closer to the target. And this only, of course, when using the fib levels, is very essential to use the linear sometimes. So basically, and as you can see, that this strong support might affect, of course, the price here and start the move toward the upside. All right. So those are currently possibilities that it might happen for, of course, a W, X, and a Y here in case we get higher prices. Now, in case we don't get higher prices anymore and we drop directly toward the downside from there, we are in potential ABC also expanding flat. Nothing has changed because you took already the all-time high here, 111K, 400, but you have finished a structure very complex, which might be WXYXZ and a Z here. And this very complex structure is gonna, of course, unfold a wave C expanding flat toward the downside, 1.38, 1.618 as well. This time is between the 60K and the 65,800, which is also, of course, inside the stronghold area, but also, as you can see, it might not bring you on the logarithmic chart for the 0.38, but of course, don't forget to take into consideration the linear chart with this, where you can see the confluence, of course, even with the 0.5 here. Very interesting one at 62K with the 0.5 fib level and 1.38 or 1.618. And also in getting involved really massively in this stronghold, which it should be, and then of course moving toward the upside potentially in case if it's gonna if it's not gonna break, of course, the support. But very strong one, guys. So I would say it can hold very strongly in this area for Bitcoin. Yeah, so basically those are the possibilities on the daily. Let's move internally to see what's going on, of course, on the 2 hours chart. On the 2 hours chart, we are looking at the scenario where we have a W, X, and a Y toward the upside. The W is an ABC finished, of course, zigzag, and you have an X in between, and you got, of course, another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse for a wave A, another wave B, and you are looking for a wave C that it should unfold, of course, as an ending diagonal. However, if this, of course, is gonna unfold like kind of like an ending diagonal, let's say it's gonna be somehow like that. This wave 3 has to be, of course, a zigzag, right? Meaning an impulse, correction, impulse, right? So what you would like to see already that this should move toward the upside. In case if we are in double 1, 2, you would like to see 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, finishing wave A, then wave B as a correction, and a wave C to finish a nice zigzag there for a wave 3, right? Otherwise, it doesn't work anymore. The timing is, of course, running, and we cannot just spend the whole time in a formation of double 1, 2, in case you are in an ending diagonal, of course, and that you want to finish this in a zigzag. So the possibilities start to get lower and lower. And knowing that we're still holding here for Bitcoin in the 0.618 and the 0.786 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a wave 1, ABC for a wave 2, hit, of course, with 0.786 and still ranging. I don't know why. I mean, it can simply take the low, right? So it still can simply take the low because I doubt that this is a 1-2, right? After getting a low here, getting a 1-2. Yeah, very low possibility, but I don't know. It's still holding, guys. So we would like to see the 886 taken. Yeah, so once you take the 886, you can make sure, of course, that you're moving toward the downside. Now, why I have 1.618 here? That because in case we are in ABC corrective, the wave C can extend until the 1.618, and at the same time it works for the 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, so also the same fib level for a wave 3, guys, if we are bearish. So yes, this possibility is starting to get lower. Otherwise, you would like to see today a move toward the upside, very strong for a wave 3. Another possible scenario is, of course, that we move directly toward the downside, where we have an ABC, of course, ABC expanding flat already explained on the daily. But on the 2 hours chart here, where we dive a little bit deeper, you can see, of course, in this WXYXZ, you can see here much clearer that we finished in a zigzag. You have a zigzag for the W. The X's are triangles, very nice. And of course, the Y is a very clear zigzag. So very nice structure for W, X, Y, X, and a Z. And yeah, and potentially that you are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 1 toward the downside, guys. All right. So possibilities, of course, for this one are high. Honestly, I cannot deny what is going on here is taking too much time even and start to lean towards, of course, bearish scenario, guys. Right? So let us be honest. But it doesn't mean that we are bearish from now, okay, guys? But we still, of course, estimating. But you need to see a bullish trend, okay? Because this is the last chance, of course, for double 1, 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. If this does not happen and the timing is running, if this doesn't unfold a wave 3, well, yeah, that's not a good signal, guys, okay? Targets for a wave 5 might be, of course, at the 100K. Starting from the 100K, very psychological number, and then moving for a wave 2, and then 3, 4, 5 towards the downside. The bullish scenario, guys, on the 2 hours chart, where you have, of course, this weird impulse, as I mentioned since the beginning, that this is impossible to be, okay, I'm not going to say impossible, but against the rules, right, for Elliott wave, right? Unless there are some exceptions that the market just ignored this, but you didn't reach the 0.38. Also, same for the wave 3. 1, 2, therefore very low possibility, guys, to have an impulse. Plus, I'm gonna add the base channel here. It's only the base channel, by the way. There is no acceleration channel yet. The base channel taken from the 1 to the 2 here and based on the wave 2, you see that the of course wave 3 did not broke this base channel. This is exactly what you would like to see. If you are in a 1, 2 here, you would like to see a wave 3 breaking the base channel, getting back, using it as support, and then moving for a wave 5. But how much far this is? Yeah, it's so far from it. And we cannot call it an impulse. Simply, an impulse has, of course, to break the base channel. Actually, it has broke it to the opposite side, which is a very bad signal, right? And it's a kind of like a proof that we are not impulsive here, guys. So be careful. Yeah. So in case that this still, of course, working as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an impulse and a bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, the target are already hit for a wave 4. You're already on a wave 4 and you are in a formation of double 1, 2. Again, you would like to see this wave 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 hitting towards the upside, finishing around, of course, the 129K for a wave 5 here, guys. But this is taking too much long time and it should have unfolded, especially if you are impulsive in a wave 5. Okay, guys. So the things are not that easy anymore for the bullish, and the things are unfolding towards the downside, guys. So trade safe always. And that was it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.